There we go. Okay. So I figured some things out last time. And I rewatched my stream and noticed that my when I was talking during battles, you couldn't really hear. So I wasn't quite sure how to adjust that. So I tried adjusting it before I started my stream.
And those that come across Leo tend to stay a while, though it is where many things come to settle.
Yeah, I'm quite loud now. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see if my game volume is too loud and if I'm too loud and stuff, but so I'm listening to myself and it's so weird. Especially with the lag. So I keep hearing myself and I'm like, and I keep stopping. Like I'm doing right now. Okay, let's try. So I'm gonna just talk about, I don't know what, random babbling. And then, yeah, okay, the sound is quite quiet and I'm quite loud. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. What if I make this myself a little quieter? And the game a little louder, maybe? Yeah, let's just try talking and doing something. Okay, I think it's okay now. Better now, anyways. Let's try battle and talking. Oh wait, these dudes aren't talking. Wait a second. Ooh. Now, the blade of Iwakura Koen is the only thing we're missing. The ancestral Hakuen Banko Amenoma. Gosh, Japanese pronunciations. I mean, I always admire people learning English since English is my. Okay, listening to myself is. I can't. So, anyways, listening to. Not what? English learners, or English, isn't their second. I mean, isn't their first language. I always think is amazing and crazy at the same time because like my English is my first language basically, and I struggle with it. It's like I don't even know nouns and like what are nouns and pronouns and adjectives. I know, but things like that, and it's like I only know adjectives because what's that game called? Is it Ad Libs? It's like this really fun game where there's like a story, but then there's blanks, and then you'd fill in the blanks, but you wouldn't know what the story is. So you have to it's like a two-player game, and then they'd be like, okay, give me like an adjective, and then give me like a noun or whatever, and then you'd say, oh, this is this, and have like this word, and then like afterwards you read the story, and then because you don't know what it was, the random words you suggested, like they make such hilarious stories. So the only reason I know adjectives is I know it's like a descriptive word, and that's the only thing I remember because there's other stuff, but I forgot those obviously. And then I only recently know what pronouns are because in college they're like, okay, so like tell us your name, like maybe what you're majoring in, and then your pronouns. And I'm like, what the heck are pronouns? And then luckily I wasn't going first, so I can see what other people said. And then pronouns are like, oh, my pronouns are, he and him, or like she and her, or like them and they, and things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So yeah, anyone learning English is like, wow. Because already, native English, or English first language speakers are like struggling with it. Pronunciation, definitions and grammar and all that stuff, spelling. So I think my Chinese pronunciations are much better because it's a lot easier to, their sounds are more consistent compared to English. And then, but I don't know Japanese, so forgive my horrible butchering of all of these Japanese names of people, places, and objects. But also don't quote me on Chinese pronunciations because that might also be wrong. But at least it would probably be slightly better than people who don't know any Chinese because, I mean, I've learned Chinese, so it's like I should be kind of better. Anyways, let's continue the story, which I've never obviously done because interesting. Okay, it's not very obvious. So they're looking, I guess, for some last blade of the Iwakura clan. Say, do you remember when you and Kunihiko were first adopted while Master Nagatane wasn't looking? Wait, what? First adopted while this dude didn't know? You and Kunihiko. We have already been expelled. There's no need to call him master. But Okazaki, when you weigh affection against righteousness on a scale, a real swordsman must walk the path of righteousness. Affection, okay. So basically, righteousness is more important than affection, I guess is what it's saying here. Since Master said so, it must. Wait, what? It means was not willing to expel us but had no other choice. Of course he wasn't willing, but since he was already decided to become the sword of Shogun and carry out the Vision Hunt decree, then we can only. Okay. And I'm just back there listening to them. We can only choose our own righteous path. After all, a real swordsman must walk the path of righteousness. And yet, Master's own righteousness was defeated in the end. That's right, we must avenge them all. Kunihiko, the others, even Iwakura Koen. Such is the righteousness of expelled disciples like ourselves. Now, okay. This must also be Master's blessing. Our first object of vengeance came to us, just like that. You are right. You must be Sagitta. I've heard about your story. Wait, do we know these people? Oh my gosh, since Inazu is so large and there's like so many things that happened, sometimes I'm like, do I know who these people are? And then like from prompts when you select things, I'm like, oh, so that was this person? Okay, got it. But so far I don't remember these people. In the world of swordsmen, only blood can cleanse blood. I assume you are prepared to face the ex Irakura art, Menkyo Kaiden? Menkyo Kaiden ex Irakura. Okay, I guess it's time for a battle.
What's one more opponent?
Wow, okay, well, let's just do this. Oh, there's two of them. Oh my gosh, I remember it was like this event where,
Take flight. Wind strike.
it was also like two enemies and stuff. Okay.
My apologies.
Kunihiko, I am sorry. Like the kiss of snow. So this is the what? So this is a taste of the blade. Oh yeah, I still have my dailies, and this is probably full as well. But what did I just do? Wait, what? Witness the end of the Iwakura clan. But what was the Iwakura clan? Oh yeah. Should I guess make sure you do your daily check-ins on the web. Blade mount. Wait a second. Confirm. Okay. Oh yeah. I got viola. I'm kind of like, is it viola or is it like viola, like the string instrument viola? I think I'm gonna go with viola instead of viola, because I feel like saying it viola sounds more like a name than the instrument. But I think they're both right. Anyways, what did I collect? I think it's here. Oh, the Violet Oni's Blade. The favored sword of Yanahiga Arashi, an expelled member of the Irakura school. It is a leftover copy of a certain famous sword and has been reforged after being broken. It and the weapon of Okazaki Toraemon are a pair. Okay, this is the Crimson Oni's Blade. The favorite sword of Okazaki Toraemon, an expelled member of the Iwakura school. It is a leftover copy of a certain famous sword and has been reforged after being broken. It is the weapon. It and the weapon of Yanagiha. Okay, Arashi are a pair. Do I want to put it? I mean, I guess I'll have to, right? Oh, nice. Okay. Some people like how a lot of these quest things and story, a lot of like quests, yeah, like world quests and stuff are a bit more inconspicuous and hidden and stuff, while others like don't. I don't really mind either way. Like sometimes it's kind of like, oh, there's like a whole, story quest here this whole time, and it's kind of like, oh, I should have known. Oh, hello. Like I should have known or whatever. Like I don't know. I don't mind it being a bit more inconspicuous, I guess. Like it's nice if they do have, a symbol on the mini map or whatever. But it's also kind of nice where you can just explore and you should kind of talk to everyone you see to make sure you don't miss like a story, like a little world quest. Okay, I'm thinking of doing a weekly boss first since my resin is full,
Solidify.
and then have it give some time to like, start reloading and everything. Ah. Oh yeah, I only kind of recently-ish noticed that besides walking straight up to it and seeing, the little dialogue, the speech bubble next to the name, or it's like, oh, it's actually a wallflower, you can already tell without by looking from afar because they don't sparkle. Meaning you can't collect them. And I was like, oh, I see, that makes some sense, Because when you actually like interact with it and then the wallflower pops out, you don't actually get a mint. Or like, a sweet flower or whatever flower they're disguising as. Which is why they don't sparkle. So already without having to walk right up to them, you can tell that they're going to be wallflowers because they're not collectible. Okay, I also discovered, or not discovered, I also like found out why my do not disturb from the last video wasn't really working, and that was like a settings thing. Like I remember reading before I even started streaming, like what the heck streaming on mobile would be like. And then I was like, okay, so do not disturb, got it. And then there's this thing where it's like, oh, you have to make sure you set it to always. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I didn't know what that meant until like rechecking the video, seeing, the notifications popping up, and then going back to settings and checking at do not disturb. And I'm like, oh, so like do not disturb only works if you set it to always, meaning like you don't get any notifications even when your phone is unlocked. Because I had it like for before, my do not disturb was only if my phone was locked. So when my phone was unlocked, and then like even though do not disturb was on, because it was unlocked, I would still get notifications. And I was like, I see. After this whole quarantine thing, not quarantine, this whole, pandemic and everything, and then talking, like my last stream, my throat was quite sore. And I was like, oh, it's probably because I'm not used to talking so long anymore. Because I feel like after...
This is destiny.
Oh, wait. Mona has more... Okay. Technically it doesn't matter, but just... I like to... Anyways, yeah, so after,
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then,
like,
amuse me.
not
Surrender is a
talking
valid
to
option.
anyone in
I
person
promise
for like
I'll
a
be
super
gentle.
long time like I used to. After like doing that, talking for like an hour and a half, I was like, wow, my throat, man, my gosh. So I have a drink this time. So excuse any pauses and any like gulps you might hear or whatever. Or slurping. I was one of those people where when the child boss first came out at like, what was it, level 35, I couldn't beat him. Because like, yeah, for me it was too difficult. And my like character level was like twice as high as child, so he'd be like level 35 and my characters would be,
Poor timing.
whatever it was, 70 or 80 even and stuff like that. And I'd still fail, like all my characters would die and everything. And then, like, after trying and trying and trying, and it's like, okay, finally I defeated his second stage. And then he started a third stage, and I was like, wait, he has a third stage? And already by then my characters are like, maybe either dead or, pretty close and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I can do this third stage without, completely dying and everything. And then I had to like search up, well actually, oh yeah, and then like if I got marked, I didn't know how to get rid of this. I was like, what do I do? And then I get hit and then I died. And I was like, I don't know how to get rid of this, and like it wouldn't fade, and I was like, what? And then after watching a video after a long time, I realized you just walk to the edge and it disappears, and I was like, this whole time I could have walked to the edge and have the symbol disappear, and I was like, alright, what? I feel like I was like, how? What? Yeah, so I think a second stage is much more difficult than the other two stages because he's a lot quicker. Especially like this one. Like that attack, you actually apparently have to walk towards the trail that he leaves behind. And stuff. But yeah, this stage is more difficult than his third stage even because he's faster. Where was I? Let's just walk around. Yeah, so I didn't defeat the child boss for a long time until they actually lowered it. I was like, oh, they lowered it because I guess a lot of people found it difficult or something like me. So they lowered it from 35 to 30. And still I wasn't like, I didn't immediately try to defeat him or anything. I was still like, oh, what if, you know, I still fail. And like, oh my gosh, it's like super difficult and everything.
Something else catch your eye?
Yes, something else did catch my eye. Walking along the edge trying to avoid your attacks and trying to tell my story.
Gotcha.
And I think, what's this? I mean, yeah, it took me a long time, and then I watched like a video on how to like defeat Child and stuff like that, and only then was like, oh, so that's how you know, get rid of it. It goes to the edge to get rid of the symbol and stuff. Yeah, I remember seeing this and I was like, what is happening? And then I was like, wait, what? I'm like, it's still not over. And then seeing this, I was like, wait, huh?
Your strength is praiseworthy. I too shall use all of mine.
Sometimes these symbols go by too fast.
Don't you dare disappoint me. Foul legacy, the devouring deep.
Yeah, when you skip it, it like basically gets you to there. Yeah, and then this was, you know, it was like this, and I was like, wait, there's a third stage? Because every other boss had just either, you know, the one or like maybe two. And I was like, this is the first time a boss
Osmanthus
I've
wine
seen
tastes the same
had
as I
3
remember.
stages. And I was like, okay, I'm out.
But there are those who share the
Luckily,
memory.
his third stage, he doesn't start doing anything. So this is, yeah, so this is when you can actually start, you know, healing up and like reviving characters and whatever, if you need to. And then like, yeah, so he doesn't actually do anything until you actually approach. Okay. So yeah, he's a lot slower in this third stage. But he also so if you know, I think it's nice to do like the child boss if you have like a bow user, especially like in the first stage. Like when you're walking around him, you can actually use charged attacks and, you know, avoid his attacks by walking around in a circle. I can't remember. I have to search up like when Child's boss fight was out, and then when Zhongli's banner was out. because I don't remember what my team was. Let me do this. I don't remember what my team was when I did the child boss. Because I literally like Child was my first 5-star character besides, you know, the Traveler. 5-star banner character. Okay, so Child was my first 5-star banner character I got. So that was when I was AR. I think what was I? I think I was like AR 40 or so, 45 maybe. Yeah, see how this attack is a lot slower? But yeah, I think, yeah, so my first 5-star character I got from the banner was AR like 40-ish or so. And it was Child. So I have to, so my team before then was, I think, the Traveler, it was Fischl, Xiangling, and I think Barbara? I think. But yeah, I have to like check when the child boss was. Because that could have been, well, I mean, yeah, it's possible probably to, you know, do the child boss with the beginner characters, but I suck. So, I mean, I couldn't beat him when my characters were like double his, so yeah, if that wasn't an indication of how bad I was, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, how else could I describe how bad I was that, I mean, I'm still kind of bad. I'm, like, still better, though. This isn't, yeah, continuing my horrible luck on artifacts and such. Okay, let's search up. What would I search up even? When was the child boss or something? Child weekly boss maybe released?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Let's see, event bosses, that's not it. Weekly bosses, child?
Every journey
So far,
has its final day.
nothing.
Don't rush.
When was it? Oh yeah, during that that cutscene, after you defeat his second phase and then he goes into his third phase, it's kind of annoying when you meet like a Fatui Harbinger and then you don't get time to finish reading their descriptions. Like you'd be like, okay, their name, and then it's like the something, and then it's like, whoop, there it goes, and then you can't finish reading, and you don't know what it said,
So it is where many things come to settle.
which is kind of like, I wish they would slow it down a bit. Like no matter how fast of a reader I am, it's still too fast. Like you really have to like glance over or something.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share?
So far I still haven't seen what date he was released. Released in version 1.1. Okay, so when was that?
Every journey has its final day.
Release date. November 11th? Huh? So, what, version 1.1 came out the same time as Child's Banner? because I got child on that very same day, and I was like, what? And I was like super surprised. I won the 50-50 first time ever, and I was like, oh my gosh. Let's see, 1.1, September 28th.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Hmm.
But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those
I
that
don't
come
know.
across Lure tend to stay
I
a
don't
while.
think.
So it is where many things come to settle.
I think it was. I probably used the Traveler, Official, Xiangling, and then Barbara. That's probably who I
Osmanthus wine tastes
had
the
and
same as I
used and
remember.
stuff. So, Official and Xiangling are actually working like my DPS back then,
Osmanthus wine.
which is why their talents are quite. I mean, they not obviously compared to other characters now, but before, like a lot of their talents were higher than other characters because they were like my first DPS characters and stuff, and I was like, yay. I mean, my artifacts still sucked. And then I, watched videos on how to build certain characters and everything, and so it's still kind of, adjust. Not really adjust. I'm still obviously still trying to get better artifacts. But with my luck, it's like a miracle if I get a good artifact. Like, I think I only have, yeah, it took me forever to finally get, a geo damage bonus cup on this set with good, substats. And I was like, oh, it's like, finally. And I was like, yes. Same with Child. Like, this, although it's not the best, it was still like, took me forever to finally get a Hydro damage cup on this Hydro set for Child. And I was like, oh my goodness, that took forever. I think like one of my best artifacts is on Beto. Like, it's fine for her because yeah, this one. But look at the substats. Crit rate, attack, like flat attack, like percent, and then crit damage, and then mostly rolling into crit damage. But like the substats on that, it's like, wow. I think I have one other where the substats are also these four, and I was like, that's amazing. But yeah, it's oh my gosh. Let's go to, yeah, I don't have a lot of great artifacts. Like sometimes I have to make do. So yeah, especially in the beginning. So this is like one of the artifacts I had kind of in the beginning. I think I had this on Xiao for like the crit damage because I couldn't really get anything else. But now since I changed, I mean, I feel like it's super hard to, thankfully,
Osmanthus wine
Zhongli's
tastes the same as
isn't
I
too
remember.
bad, right? With the
But where
like
are
55.9%
those
crit
who
rate
share
and then
the
like
memory?
183.8% crit damage. Like, okay, great, nice. And then like still, decent attack, and like he has the highest HP, like out of all my characters, 26,429. Xiao's is he has the highest attack with 2,837, and his, stats aren't exactly balanced, but it's kind of hard to get build crit damage. Like, I don't because if I think I have a crit rate helmet on him, yeah. Because like if I take this off, he'll have like what's it? About 30% crit rate if I change and then change it to a crit damage, which isn't. Oh no. Anyways, which isn't great. So right now the best I can do is this ratio. I think Child is pretty okay as well. Yeah, Child is like really nice as well with the 62.4 crit rate and 162.5% crit damage. So I'm pretty proud of Child's, Xiao's, and Zhongli's painstakingly long artifact builds. And then finally getting this weapon for Child, I was like, oh my gosh. Before I think I got the Amos bow before, but even before then I actually used Rust on him. So I had Rust and I used that on Child, and then I got the Amos's bow. So I leveled that up. And then I finally got the Skyward Harp. So I leveled that and put that on Child, and then finally can put this on Ganyu. So, yep, there we go. But I think, like, Zhongli's and Xiao's weapons are in Hu Tao, but Hu Tao isn't leveled. But their weapons are, like, rotated around. Because I don't really use Hu Tao. She's also only level 8. Because I don't really know how to manage her HP. Like, it might be like a thing of trying to get used to, like, how to fight with her. But I also don't feel very safe if my characters have low HP. Like, so, but since Hu Tao's, like, attack gets better the lower HP she has, it's kind of like, But yeah, I don't, like, I know she's, like, pretty powerful character, but because of that fact, I'm like, should I just keep her high HP and like, just whatever, like, that might be a thing, like, that I might do, but I mean, I think I should focus on trying to get better artifacts for other characters who are leveled, because, like, just say, let me think. There we go. Like, there are some characters who are leveled, but their artifacts suck. So I'm always confused as to which side he... Okay, this side. Like, which side he starts doing this attack and stuff. Because he looked at the right, but then he actually started doing that whatever thing on the to the left. So I was like, okay. And then there's, like, this other attack where, like, he actually does, plunge, like, on the way.
No, my sword.
Like, I don't know what to do. Okay, like this. Wait, not this one. Technically, after this, you're supposed to move platforms, but I don't bother since I have Zhongli's shield. I mean, sometimes, like, yes, he might die because his shield kind of goes, and then I don't notice, and his AP goes down. But sometimes, like, normally it's fine if I just have a shield, and I'm, like, whatever. Okay, he looks to this attack, I think. Unless he's gonna... No, he's just gonna do that. Okay. But there's an attack of Devolver's where he looks and attacks this where he looked. Okay.
Order guide you.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Come on, just a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Lately, like the past few times I've defeated Devalin, he had like a teensy weensy little like bit of HP left, but then like, you know, he woke up and then his shield went back up. And I'm like, oh, so I have to like do it, you know, a third time, and it's literally like one or two like normal attacks, and then his HP is done, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm kind of considering like cleaning up my artifacts, like burning all the artifacts that don't have crit rate and crit damage. But so far, like, because my artifact luck is so bad, if it has maybe like like flat attack and then attack percent, or you know, attack and like crit rate or crit damage or something like that, like one of like two okay substats. Like, just say like it has excuse me, attack and crit rate, I would keep it. Or if it has, you know, attack and crit damage, I'd keep it. But I'm wondering if I should like clean it up and only keep those with crit rate and crit damage. But then I feel like that means, oh, I don't know. Ooh, a dream solvent. I think it was last week. I got 3 dream solvents, and I was like, me getting 3 dream like me? It's like, really? So it's like, wow. I feel like dream solvents are so much easier to get than the billets, which is ridiculous. Oh, and then last week, Razor also finally reached friendship level 10, which is great. So when I switched him out for like another character to build their friendship, instead of, you know, choosing, I think it was Sucrose, who has the next friendship? Yeah. So it was supposed to be Sucrose, but I was already having trouble with Razor, with, you know, Mona, Xingqiu, and Chongyun. That if I, you know, put in Sucrose, I'd like be really even struggling. Oh, I'd struggle even more. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put myself through that. So instead of Sucrose, I put in Kazuha. So yes, his friendship level is lower, but it's fine. And besides, she's in a teapot, so she'll slowly get some friendship. Same with, I think Hu Tao, Lisa, Eula, and Klee are in there as well. And Xinyan and Amber. But yeah. Oh. Why is it? Anyways, oh, come here. Woo. It's kind of like this is a very frequent spot for these what do you call these? Companionship. It's always funny when you can like talk to her and then they don't notice you anymore. And then they come close, but I think they fixed that, because before, if you'd talk to people and then enemies notice you, you'd still, you know, get hit and stuff, and then you get blasted out of screen. But now you don't, which is nice. It's like, hello there. But it's kind of cool. Like, you can kind of see them, like their design up close. And it's pretty cool. Anyways. Okay. I'm just kind of waiting for him to like kind of go further. Okay, okay. Ooh. Come on, come on. Oh, thank goodness. Sure did. And yep, there we go. Maybe we should charge up his ult while I'm at it. Maybe. Oh, there he goes. I remember having to fight the I think it was 3 Whopper Flowers during Archon Quest, I think, in Liyue, where you like sing to the flowers and stuff, and then the Whopper Flowers come out. It was like, oh, it was so annoying. I think it took me 3 or more tries to like finally defeat them. I was like, oh, because it kept getting frozen and then like, oh. And then obviously because I was frozen, I would get damage and die and all that. Okay. Nice. Although Zhongli's ult doesn't cost a lot of energy, I think it only costs 40. It takes a really long time to like fill it up because he doesn't produce a lot of particles. Like like you have to make sure when he places skill down and it continuously hits enemies, that's how it produces particles. But even then it produces like a few particles, like 1 or 2. So that's, in my opinion, I think one of the best, like, I guess, support characters for Zhongli is Albedo. Like, even better than Ningguang, I feel like. But, and Ningguang's okay. But Albedo and Zhongli together is like, wow. Like, their ults is like, basically spam it, you know? Which is, I don't, yeah, but anyways, those two, like, are great together. And then obviously you get, you know, the Geo Resonance. But even other characters who produce a lot of particles, like Diona, she produces a lot of particles. So, although she is cryo,
wine tastes the same as
it's,
I remember.
yeah, just a lot of particles anyway, so that's kind of nice. Also, I know, like, okay, so the thing is with, is this Andreas or Boreas? Boreas? So who's Andreas? Lupus Boreas. Or is it Lupus Boreas? Oh, see what I mean with pronunciations? Boreas. Wait, so what Andreas? Where's the name Andreas come from? Is it like Wolf's Gravestone? Details. Nope, not that. Andreas. Wasn't Andreas, excuse me, mentioned somewhere? Anyways, Boreas, I always have like not really trouble, but it takes me kind of a bit to defeat him. Also because I don't have the right elements, yes, but I'm kind of focusing on friendships and stuff. But like I know his attacks are slow. You can see him like I'm going to swipe you right now, but like I don't know the timing to dodge,
Where do
so
you
I
want to
would
go
get hit.
next?
And I'm like,
If
okay
you'd like
then.
to see Leroy's
Oh,
voice,
here, Andreas.
I have a few references.
So his name is Andreas. Okay. So then what's Boreas? Boreas. Boreas?
I will have order.
Look how little that. Like, you can see, like, he's going to attack, but I still don't really. Like, how do you time it, you know? So, that's why I'm like, okay, like, always have a shield. Yeah, he's immune to cryo. Woo! See the one particle. I got one there. One there. Yeah, so although his ult doesn't take a lot, you know, only 40, it takes a long to charge because of how little particles he generates for himself. Unless you have, like, you know, a better weapon and whatnot. But I don't... Maybe I dodged too early, or maybe too... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what... Like, what kind of... Like, cool. I don't know. One, because I have a shield, and two, I'm already affected by cryo, so I can't tell. Whoa, I haven't seen that before. Whoa. Maybe it doesn't like taking too long. But okay, there he goes. I kind of like to stay around the edge. Because, I mean, if you're in the center, you get blasted away anyways. And apparently, if you have a bow user, like right here, like at this, when he, you know, stops and would charge at you, you can actually deal some... What? Well, that's... Oh yeah, this happened another time before. Where he would just randomly do this. Or maybe it's because he's not quite halfway down. Okay, yeah. Like, okay, that's kind of weird. This is like the second time that's happened. Maybe because I don't know. Why? But yeah, like during this part, apparently if you have a bow user, you can deal some damage to him. Because right now, like if he's running, he doesn't get any damage. But then when he stops and he's about to charge and you like shoot him, you can kind of like, one, deal damage, and then two, I don't know if you call it stun, but like he wouldn't charge at you anymore. And then he'd continue he'd continue going around. But one, I'm on mobile, so it's kind of hard to you run out of screen space to aim and everything, so I just don't bother. I don't know, just put that down, I guess. I think Andrews is like one of the world weekly bosses that scale to your world level. Because the other three are in domains, and then the highest level they would be is level 90 using. I mean, it doesn't make Age the Hunt easier, but definitely just a lower level, I guess. Oops. Yeah, I remember like the first time seeing this giant, like this area on the map. I was, I was like, what is this giant, thing here? And then I come here and I'm like, what is this place? And then, this is glowing, and you're like, okay, why? And you like climb up onto it, and it doesn't do anything. You're like, and you're left wondering until, I think, Razors. I think it's during Razor's like story quest. Oh my gosh. But like, oh my gosh. Do you see what I mean? Like, this is everything for anytime I do
But where are those who share
anything. I mean, it's even rare for me to get a 3-star drop from enemies. So like 3 and 4 stars, like, wow, I got a 3 and 4-star drop. Well, that shouldn't really. Oops, that's the ledge. This is not. Okay. Like, I'm so used to getting 1 and 2-star drops or even nothing, and I'm like, okay, well, Though I think finally I'm getting a bit more frequent 3 and 4-star drops. But yeah, it's... Like, if you look at how many 1-star things I have compared to like 2 and 3, it's like, really? Does everyone else is like this or something? Or am I like the only one? Okay, these are kind of like even hard to get 1s and 2s. Sometimes they don't drop any. Like, I feel like a lot of times they don't drop anything, and I'm like, okay, thanks. But it's just, wow. And for some reason, I get so many like Shard of Ifal Legacy from Child. Like, that's the most popular drop I get from him. It's like, okay. I think before I had over 20 of these, but I needed like Shadow of the Warrior for, I don't know, whoever, or like Tusk of the how do you say this? Monoceros Caeli? Monoceros Caeli? Monoceros Caeli? I feel like this is Monoceros. I'm not sure how to say the other word. Caeli? Yeah, but like, look, what? Now for, I guess, Agedaha. I think that's how you pronounce it. Agedaha is quite difficult. Like, if you, like, I remember watching, it was on YouTube, but Tuanto, he did level 90 Agedaha with only Jean. Like, yes, his Jean, I guess is built up and built up and everything, and like, but still, it's like, wow. I mean, it took him a lot of tries though, but still, like, he finally did it, and I was like, You crazy. Crazy, like, mad lad.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that
Electro
come
and
across Europe
hydro.
tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Electro and hydro. I might go in with Diona because having two shielders is like comfy for me. Like surprisingly, just with Zhongli is a bit risky. But also, if you don't have a healer, it's kind of hard as well. But yeah, having two shielders is nice. Diona is a shielder and a healer, which is even better. So I think I'll do this. It'll still take me a long time though. You know, obviously I'll still get damage. And there's a way to actually skip the cutscenes, but I don't get the timing for it. So
It is time, Morax. We settle this now.
Oop. Ooh.
Fisher.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, apparently this gets also like.
Submit for judgment.
Yeah, see, Diona produces like a lot of particles, which is nice. So I like to use Diona's skill, then switch to Zhongli so it can catch them, and it charges his ult much faster. Oops. Okay. There he is. Oh, I just realized that Chongyun's HP is so low. Probably when I did his ult and everything.
Solidify.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my sword.
Ooh. Okay, let's. Okay.
Solidify.
Bomb slam.
Stabilize.
I think it's easier to like avoid his attacks if you're behind him. Like even easier than like just the sides of him. Because then I think it's only like the tail slam and then his two back feet and then the jumps. Okay. Maybe wait for them to kind of spawn in before. Because one time I was running and then I got hit because like it spawned on top and I'm like, great. Let's see.
From whence you came. Swift and merciful.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse. Think you can bully me?
Yeah, so Diona also has a Favonius Warbow, which produces even more particles, but that depends on crit rate and like how many of her, what do you call those, icy paws hit the enemy. So the higher your crit rate, obviously the better chances of the icy paws hitting the enemy, and then that in turn produces particles and stuff.
Know my sword.
Ooh.
Rain cutter.
Forth my blade.
Okay, and powerful electro, maybe get a few more hits in. Let's see. Should be doing this. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Okay, I thought that was gonna hit me.
Your tomb, though you know it not. Experience an eon of suffering.
Shake it and stir.
Let's do this. It's also easier when he's like, if he's electro that weak, it's easier to stay closer so that you don't have to run as much to like avoid these. Like, I can't tell what this is. I think it's, I don't know. It's hard, but I mean, it's easier to
This is order.
avoid those if you're closer
Stabilize.
because it's a circle. So, like, you know, the closer you are, the less you'll have, the less energy you'll need to kind of, you know, go around. Does that make sense?
Solidify. Spirit blade.
Okay.
One with my blade.
Rain outlines your fate.
Okay, still have a shield. That's nice. It's not that.
Let me weave you a verse.
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain.
Jeez.
Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence.
Oh my gosh, look how little his HP. Oh my gosh.
Fourth, my blade.
No, my sword.
Maybe do this, I guess? I don't know. I just realized they didn't have a shield until I switched to Iona. It's like, you know, use her E and then get some particles. Like, wait a second, they don't even have shields.
A touch of frost.
Okay, his HP is like almost there.
Solidify.
Oh. Okay, shield. See, having two shields is nice. Because Jolie's takes a bit to, you know. Like, if it breaks early, then it takes a bit to, like, the cooldown to go. Come on, just a little bit. There we go. But yeah, it takes a bit to, you know, come back up and everything. And then if you get marked by the symbol, then your HP is like gets swallowed up. Oh, okay. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a dream solvent and a billet. Wow. Oh, this isn't bad either. Oh, I think it was Wanderer's flower that has 4 good substats. It has like crit rate, crit damage, and then 2 attacks. But this isn't bad either. Crit rate, crit damage, attack, and then HP. Wow, look at that. But yeah, it's just crazy how rare billets are. Let's see. Kind of see,
Osmanthus wa-
okay, she's almost level 10. Maybe, let's see, what do I have? Oh yeah. I have some resin. I have condensed. And I have my dailies. Okay, let's do some dailies and then see about domains and stuff. I mean, I think that still won't be enough to get Mona to level 10. Oh no. I don't have pyro. Okay.
Astrologers must rid themselves
Let's
of
do
material
this one
desires.
first.
Only
Oh, jump, fly. Oh, it's so annoying sometimes when like you slide down, but then you get some fall damage and everything. You're like, okay. I don't think I've ever done a monolith here before. Oh, I missed. I was kind of scared too because of the barrels.
rain cutter.
Ugh.
Into the wind.
Because of all the explosive barrels. Oh, there we go. I still got hit though.
Time to go.
And I'll get you.
One with nature. From whence you came. One with my blade.
Maybe.
The wind knows me.
Okay, where? There. And here.
Let me scry.
Oops.
Decided by destiny.
Okay, these two are kind of... Now I just need... Oh, where? Why? Oh. No.
I follow the wind.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Wind strider.
Oh, he does a butt slam. I remember like noticing that for the first time and I was like, wait. He slams his butt on the ground after doing a somersault. I feel like the Electro Minotaur's attacks are kind of funny. Like one, the butt slam, and then two, he electrocutes himself when he like calls down thunder and stuff. And there's an achievement as well. If you get hit by... I should avoid that.
Time to go.
Yeah, there's an achievement when if you get hit by the Electro Minotaur's, I guess, call for thunder.
Swift and merciful.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my sword. Rain outlines your
Okay.
fate.
As one with wind and cloud.
I might as well just do that because
From whence you came.
just get their HP down as much as possible.
Time to act.
Oh no. That's not good. Okay.
Clouds high.
I actually don't use Kazuha's ult that much, though I should, because it's
Swift and merciful.
one, pretty, and then two, it's powerful. I don't know why I don't really use it. I'm kind of like scared. I'm not really scared, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just hesitant. Oh, run away. I'm gonna collect this on the way as well. He just has a teeny bit left. Yeah, every time you have for the Harbingers daily in this spot, it's always the same enemies. Ah, nice. Okay. Hmm. have to use the electrogranum. Yes, we do. Okay. Whoop. Next. I think I go this way. Yes. Sometimes they don't really sense you. So it's where? This way. Okay. I'm okay. Nice. I'm kind of wondering if I did that puzzle there. And I might have, since there is an Electrosealy here that's... looks like I did. This is actually really fun. I quite like this daily. Because you don't have to fight them. You can like sneak around and that's kind of... I quite like that. Like, I like not having to always fight, because I don't really like to fight, which is why sometimes, especially in the beginning, I missed a lot of, I guess, you know, chests and treasures and stuff like... okay, wait. I missed a lot of chests and treasures and puzzles or whatever and things like that because I avoided fighting, because I was like, oh, let's, you know, sneak around them. But then there's like actually guarding something. Oh, yeah, these two. Okay. There's that dude. So, just kind of sneak down here. Grab that. Sneak back up. And then when it goes back, take the other supply on the other side. Sometimes it's not this... what do you call those? What? Geo Enchanter or whatever his name is? Like, the last time I had this daily here, it was, I think, like the Electro Hammer dude instead, patrolling around. Okay. Come on. Okay, where is it? This way. Nice. Woo! Nice! Moto's level 10. Time to switch her out. Okay. Who is... I think... let's...
This scenery is wonderful.
check. Friendship. I think it's coaching. Or I can do Eula.
Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you?
mean, coachings isn't either. I mean, she has more, I think, HP and attack? Oh no, she has more, just more HP, but slightly less attack. I think I'll switch. I think I'll use.
Sure. Enough to convince
I mean,
anyone
Eula's
to become a
in the
warrior.
teapot as well, so I'll use coaching.
Let's finish this quickly.
Crab. Okay.
Time to go.
Add Astra.
I think one of my favorite domains to do is the Inazuma weapon ascension one.
Astra Abbott.
Like, I don't know, it's just like really fun to do. One of the most annoying is Mondstadt's talent book domain. Oh my gosh, that one's like, it's just because there's the icicles falling down and then like everything's cryo and then you have the, what's it, stamina draining leyline effect and all of that. Ugh. So if you don't have a shield, then it's like really like hard to avoid attacks, because then there's the icicles and then there's like, you know, cryo mages and then there's the slimes and then there's like, oh, like it just, then you just end up with no stamina and then your HP just goes. But I think I'm going to end the stream. I'm surprised my computer has lasted this long. My computer is quite old, so now it can only last, I guess, for about an hour and 30-ish minutes with like being unplugged. And then I had to plug it back in. But yeah, I'd like to
Wherever in this
use
world
my
I roam,
computer to
I carry memories of my
check
home.
over, you know, chat, since obviously phone can't do
It is
that.
the last link I have to the land of
Things
my
like
birth.
that, but yeah. So I guess the computer lasts an hour and 30 minutes. Because it's at 13% now. But battery goes down really fast. But yeah. Thank you all for coming and watching. My schedule is not really consistent currently because I'm waiting until I start school again and seeing how like the workload and all of that. But I'll probably stream more on Friday, Saturday-ish or so, maybe Sunday. But I think it's probably gonna be yeah, Fridays and Saturdays. But yeah, again, I'll have to see. So that's why my schedule isn't set
I know
yet.
just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
But yeah. Thanks for watching.